It's a lot. It's good, bro.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Did I just see one Ash Ninja tell another half-naked Ash Ninja, "I love you"? What's happening? This isn't a mistake. Diddy posted it on Instagram on purpose. Like 50 Cent said, Diddy is so gay that he doesn't even realize it.
Meek Mills. Well, he said a Philly rapper. You understand? And it was redacted in the paperwork to that because first of all, it had Meek Mills, it had Stevie J, they had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood whereas that he's dressing the same he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy. I think that Lil Rod know a lot of but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mills up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all that other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
There are rumors that everyone at Diddy's label is gay, and Meek Mill claims that artists had to do something to get a contract.
That Suge spoke on in regards to Puffy. Can you tell me who Capricorn is and how she ended up on Chronic 2000 and what her history with Puffy is?
Yeah, Capricorn is a cool chick. She was young when she was around Death Row. She was like 19 or 20. Capricorn is Stormy. She was Stormy's best friend when the issues out there when Stormy faked her robbery. She know that's an inside joke between me and him. And when she allegedly got robbed in her house, and we had to move her behind the gate into one of Reggie houses in Porter Ranch. Well, Stormy and Capricorn were good friends, very good friends. And we put her on Chronic 2000 and she did okay. You know, because Stormy was managing her and we was trying to get, you know, Stormy some publicity and looking out for, you know, Suge baby mama. And it's one of his closest friends. And so we put her on that album. She later on went and became one of Puffy's assistants. She was all in one of those TV shows where Puffy kept calling her Cap. And she was on there. And she's real cool. I know she was getting that information from Stormy, so I believe it to be factual. I'm not going to say that it's untrue or anything like that, because she was a close associate of Puffy Combs. Don't know the allegations of what happened. But all I can say, if Suge throwing it out, Suge knows details about it. And it's very, very factual. The last I heard, I know they're not together now, the last research I did on Cap, I heard she was also in a relationship, left working for Puffy, and that makes sense why. Because she allegedly was getting forced by Puffy because she knew of Cassidy and Kid Cudi relationship, and Puffy was tripping on her about that. And they paid her off and gave her some money, cut a check from Interscope. That's what Interscope does. That's Jimmy Iovine training, so I'm sure the person that probably did it was my boy, Steve Berman. But the last I heard, she was in a relationship with Nas. Shout out Nas. Y'all know I like Nas. Like Nas a lot. And that's the last I heard about Cap. I haven't heard anything additional about Capricorn since then, but all I can say is Capricorn is a beautiful, cool young lady, and was close relationships with Lil Suge and Stormy. And I'm pretty sure that's where Suge got that information from. And I believe that to be factual. It'd be nice to see if Suge gets her on his podcast to explain what happened. But one thing I give Suge credit for, and I can even tell he don't really want to, he hates Puffy and Snoop. If it was Snoop, he might be in trouble. But he don't have that much hate for Puff. He don't have that much hate for Puff. He just knew. We always knew. I've been telling y'all, that whole Bad Boy count was some weird gay motherfuckers. Y'all just didn't want to listen and believe it. Y'all listen to Biggie lyrics. Biggie been telling y'all how he been in his lyrics. I showed y'all a picture with him and a little 13-year-old girl sitting on his lap smoking marijuana, talking about they used to have to wipe their feet on Death Row t-shirts or something like that before they walked in a house and stuff like that. Yeah, I got Lil C's and our girl Lil Kim talking about how they used to do the butterfly dance, how they used to get naked in front of each other and be dancing and shit. Birds of the feather flocks together, right? Ain't that the term my grandma used to use? And so, I've been telling y'all, so Suge know that they weird and weirdos, so he ain't gonna beat up on them too much. That's your float, that's what floats your boat, that's how it goes. And so, y'all know I talk shit about gays, but everybody ain't no homophobic gay basher like I am. You know, Suge had a lot of that worked for him, so I can tell y'all he's not one. And yeah.
These claims have been around since the 2000s. Diddy has been dealing with them for years.
There's a new lawsuit by a man this time around. And in the lawsuit, he implied that Meek Mill and Usher were part of these freak-offs that he's so infamous for.
Let me ask you, is this still doubtable at this point that Diddy is,
Listen, until I see it, I'm not going to say that it happened.
Man, listen.
Listen, there's been lots of, in fact, this one dude, Fat Jewish, you know who that guy is?
No.
It's this like Jewish comedian guy. He went to this whole story, and this story has been kind of popping up again. But he was saying he was at this one house party, and it was a super, super high end. He wasn't even sure how he even got in there. But as he was walking around, I think he was trying to find the bathroom, and he walked into a room, and it was Diddy and this gay DJ named Felix the House Cat, and they were like spooning, according to him. And he said that Diddy saw him, and their eyes kind of locked, and they try to get him to say that he was joking or whatever else, but he kind of keeps saying the story over and over again. And I looked up, Felix the House Cat is an openly gay DJ. You know, that part is established. I don't know. I'm not going to say it happened. I'm going to say it didn't happen. I wasn't there. I've never had any sort of gay experiences with Diddy.
There's just too many clues, brother.
Remember Wendy Williams got kicked off the radio for that?
Yeah.
When she brought up and said that there's some, she has some sort of gay proof, Puffy called and said, you either get rid of her or I'm suing. They got rid of her.
But that was probably at the apex of Puff's powers.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you talking about Wendy from the radio show
days. Before she went on TV. Yeah, she had to go to Philly because of that.
Yeah.
And I remember when I interviewed her, she kind of alluded to that. She goes, I was burned at the stake for that. Now look, rah, rah, rah.
Right.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career. And it's all coming full circle now, so.
Listen, I don't know. Is Puffy gay or bisexual? I don't know. I've never been there. There.
If it looked like a gay club, smelled like a gay club, it's probably a gay club.
But there's a story I've recently been telling about Diddy. I said it on Drink Champs for the first time. Me and Faison Love kind of had a little laugh fest when I brought this up. I was at a club. This was years ago. This was maybe 2006 or so. At the time, I was a broke DJ. So when you're broke, you kind of depend on merch. Mm-hmm. These companies giving you free clothes, so you could look kind of fresh without having to spend a lot of money. And there was this company named Stahl & Dean. They did these really dope throwbacks with teams that didn't exist anymore. So they're running this whole kind of series with these old Negro League teams.
Right.
And there was a team called the Brown Bombers. And my man Rikers, who worked there, was really cool with me. So he gave me this Brown Bombers jacket with a matching hat. And it was like, I was feeling myself. I'm like, okay, like no one else has this. Like, yo, I'm about to go hit the club with this. So I was out in the club, and Puffy was in the club as well. And this guy approached me, and he was like, yo, man, I work for Puffy. Oh, okay, cool, what's up? He goes, hey, man, Puffy really likes that jacket you're wearing.
Take that.
He's wondering if you want to sell it to him.
You had to pay him in dick?
I said, no, man, I'm not going to sell my jacket. Are you sure? Because it's going to be some money. I said, nah, man, I'm cool. And honestly, having another man offer to buy my jacket off me is really kind of weird. If you ask me, nah, I'm cool. No thanks.
I'm gonna be, hold up now. Objection. I don't see that as a weird thing. Listen, if you a rich motherfucker and you go, yo, that fucking jacket hot, and you go, I'll give you $5,000 for a jacket that probably costs maybe half that, if that. You wouldn't sell it? And that make them gay?
I didn't say he was gay by saying that. And okay, no point did I say
but why do you find that weird? Because one thing about rich motherfuckers, they used to getting what they want when they want. That's part of the power of being rich.
I guess in retro, I just felt it was kind of disrespectful. I felt like
disrespectful would have been if his boys beat you up and took the jacket.
Right.
He offered you money.
He offered me money. I guess all he had to do was say, that's a dope jacket, where'd you get it? And then the next day, he goes and gets that jacket.
But maybe he doesn't want to go the next day. Maybe he wants to wear the motherfucker right now. And because it's a dope jacket and he's who he is, that adds to his dopeness.
Yeah.
I don't think that's weird at all.
I thought it was weird. And I remember when I told him.
So you didn't even entertain how much he was going to offer you?
Nah, because I wasn't going to take my jacket off and give it to another man.
Now that's weird.
That's weird?
Yes. What if he'd have said, yo, I'll give you 10 grand?
He wasn't going to give me 10 grand.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
No, you don't know
Puffy's notoriously cheap.
Well,
he'll spend money on girls or whatever.
If he wants the jacket bad enough, maybe that's where you can negotiate.
Yeah, I wasn't going to negotiate. I felt I had a certain level of dignity to not take off my. I think it was the middle of winter. Also, it was going to be like, nah,
Man,
I'm good.
let me tell you something. If a motherfucker offered me $5 million for my whole wardrobe in the dead of winter, I'm dead ass naked.
He probably would offer me $200 or something like that.
All right, maybe not for 200, but if the price is right,
yeah,
nigga, you better take your naked cold ass into the next open store. Get 1,000 jackets.
I remember when I brought it up with Faison. Faison was like, this could be a whole skit. Puffy could just be like, you can be taking a shower. He's like, what's up with that jacket? You come home under your bed. What's up with that jacket?
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
The lawsuit is really bad too.
Also alleges that Diddy forced him to watch a video of Stevie J having sex with a man.
Who, little Stevie? Huh? Who, Stevie? What Johnson used to call him, Stevie? Yo, I read that, man. I don't know if you know this, but then maybe they have a tape that we didn't see because the pictures was a little vague. There was an exotic worker came out and said that was him and not Stevie J. But in order for them to put that in there, they must have clearly thought it was Stevie J or think it's Stevie J. But you got to get this, Art. Check this out. He knew that this kid admired Stevie J and loved the work Stevie J had done in the industry in the past. This kid looked up to Stevie J. Now, what if Puff told him that that was Stevie J in the tape? And the guy looked like Stevie J. He did facial, his face was fixed like he was doing some of the faces Stevie J be making. You understand? So now, the kid could have been drunk, kid could have been high. He was like, yo, Puff could have been like, yo, you talking about, this is somebody you admire? Look what he doing. This Stevie J right here. Now, in that kid's mind, he may have thought that was Stevie J, or he think that's Stevie J. If Puff told him that was Stevie J, it was Stevie J. So people can't say, oh, he lying and everything like that, because we really don't know what was said, but the kid said he told him, this is somebody I admire. This is somebody you got high aspirations for, that you want to be like. Look and see what he doing. This is what you should be doing too. Wow. That was crazy.
And you knew Stevie J, right?
I knew Stevie J real well, bro. I knew Stevie J when he was with Bad Boy, one of the hitmen. When him and Puff fell out, I used to take Stevie J around and everything, bodyguard him in certain places and everything. Stevie J was one of those dudes. He was a good brother, but he always wanted to be seen.
And when you hear these allegations, right, you knowing Stevie J, do you think it's possible that he could be gay?
Well, I don't know his sexuality, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. You understand? And by cocaine being a hell of a drug, and he indulging with Diddy like that, and now he's invited to the Diddy parties. In that whole thing, if you read it, he said that Diddy said he was having sexual relationship with Stevie J. So all I can say is this, man. If two men lay down, how many homos get up?
2.
In my book. That's all you can say, man. You don't know. You know, unless you catch them in an act like that. You understand what I'm saying? But if he said, Puff said that he laid down with Stevie J and 2 men lay down, 2 homos get up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a quote, man. And if I'm not mistaken, Stevie J, he was with you the night Big got killed, right?
Yeah, Stevie J was there. Stevie J was there. And as soon as Big died, he was supposed to get on a plane with us, with them, and go to New York. He rushed to Faith Hotel. Rushed just to the hotel. He was wearing my cross and my chain. Right? I said, Stevie, I'm not selling you my cross. My cross got blessed. He said, let me wear it. I said, yo, okay, bro. He gave me $1,500 for the chain and then never paid me for the cross. End up giving Faith the cross and the chain to give to little Chris Wallace. That's what he said he did with it.
You think it's a chance he was cracking Faith back then?
I don't know what he was doing, bruh, but it's funny they end up now. It's funny he ran to Big's wife when he got murdered.
He even has a 50-foot bed, but like they say, TD Jakes isn't a small guy.
So you being a bodyguard for Diddy, you know, you've been to his parties. You feel like it's totally inappropriate for TD Jakes to be at a Diddy party?
I think it's very inappropriate of a man of a cloth to be at a party like that and then dancing across the stage or dancing, you know, at that type of atmosphere. You know, you got to separate yourself from the two, man. You know what I'm saying? You got people with drugs, alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Women that's loose, women that's in the women, men is in the men is in woman, twos, threes, whatever. Anything that goes on, right, goes on. But that's back in the, you know, from in the 90s and 2000s. But it wasn't so much back then that you see men coming on each other like that, like you do now. They don't care now. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit. But back then, they cared a little bit more who knew that they was out like that. They don't care no more. It's activity like that in all phases of rap now. You understand? So in those parties, you definitely gonna see that there because you see rappers there. You understand? You're gonna see that stuff there, man. But my whole thing about it is this. You got a reverend or you got a bishop that's supposed to be helping you get your house in order. And he's supposed to be doing the right thing. And you look at your television, he doing the wrong thing because he dancing at Diddy party. But you have to understand that maybe his house ain't right. How he gonna get your house in order and his house ain't in order? Look, bro. I read this. He got two sons that is about, and I'm talking about TD Jakes. He got two sons that may be part of the LGBT or that community. Allegedly, I guess. One was caught in a park, maybe Houston or Dallas in Texas, you know, doing not felonious, but a fragrant homosexual act with somebody. Now, I'm looking at Rev ain't got his house in order, and his boys is like that. They should be a product of him. Maybe the boys is telling you something and saying something loud without even opening their mouth. Or do they open their mouth? I don't know.
Right. But I would have backtracked, right? I would have backtracked to Cassie. Do you think she was attracted to Diddy, or do you think she was only with him because of his money?
She said she wasn't. It ain't what I think. She said I wasn't physically attracted to him. I didn't think he was this, that, and the third. Yo, you gotta think he's your father or something like that. Your old man. I think she was 19 and he was in his early 40s or what? Late 30s? She could have been his daughter.
What's the point of getting with a chick, bro, that you know not physically attracted to you? Like,
yo, bro, it's a lot of cats out here. They, for a better word, they F out they league. and the girl looking at them like she the Statue of Liberty. She always got her hands in the air. Give me, lend me, can you spare? And when dudes figure out that those women is only using them because what they can give them and what they have for them, they become violent toward them.
Diddy's actions around men in the club are strange. Most guys wouldn't say to another man, I got this lady for you.
Comes to Diddy, right? Do you believe the gay rumors?
If a bear shit in the woods, does it make a smell? Yeah, I could kind of see it. I could see it. And it's like before the internet and all that shit existed. You see what I'm saying? When you're in the industry and all that, you be hearing shit about certain people, B. You know what I mean? I've been heard shit about this dude. You know what I mean? Long time ago. Long time ago. So the fact that this is all coming, you know, it's almost surprising that he was able to maneuver this long, to be honest. You know what I mean? I was there at City College and all that with the basketball game when people died. A girl that I know passed away. Rest in peace, Sonia Williams. And I didn't think he was going to be able to bounce back from that. I was like, oh, this nigga done. He's done. And he just laid low for a little while. Came back stronger than ever after that. It was crazy.
R.I.P. to her, man. I had no idea that you knew someone that got killed in that situation, man.
Yeah, my man Sonny's sister, man. She went to school with us in Nerd Shell. Matter of fact, she was Father MC's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, I know I always interview, Gene Deal, and he's very adamant that, Diddy is the reason why, all them people got killed, but from your point of view, do you blame Diddy?
Yes, I blame greed on it. You know what I mean? I feel like they didn't want a bunch of people to get in for free, so they closed the doors in a certain way. The doors, I think, had to be pushed out or something like that, and they pulled them back in towards. So like people got crushed against the doors trying to get in this little space, and you know what I mean? At that point, when you saw shit was crazy, y'all should have just said F the money and just let motherfuckers in. But no, y'all motherfuckers, wait, you know what I mean? Y'all want to squeeze a quarter to the eagle screen. You know what I mean? And that's that bullshit.
You personally, do you think Diddy can bounce back from what he's going through right now?
I mean, I feel like in the black community, it's probably a wrap, just for the simple fact that motherfuckers are saying no Diddy. Like, the fact that you are like a tagline, like people have replaced pause and no homo and all that with no Diddy. I really don't see how you can come back from that in the black community. Now, in the white community, he might could come back from shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, they still love, Roman Polanski and all the who's the dude that was like the pedophile? He was a movie director. I think it's Roman Polanski, if I'm not mistaken. There was this film director. He was fucking with like a 13-year-old girls and shit like that. And I don't know, somebody died and all that, and he went to another country, but they still fuck with this dude, like in Hollywood and shit, like, you know what I mean? And he's a fucking exile murderer type of dude, like, you know what I mean? And they still, I think they honored him at something, you know what I mean? So I think Puffy is their guy. So they might still allow him to make money in certain circles or whatever the case may be. But as far as us, I think he's always going to be the butt of a joke. You know, like I saw, like everything that's like gay is, they're putting it on him now. Like I saw a video and a dude had like dry shaving cream or something on the side of his face. And the nigga said, "You look like you just came from a Diddy party." Like, like, how do you bounce back off of that? Like, I don't think you can. Like, you know what I mean? But if he does, and I don't see how, but we live in a crazy world. We live in a crazy world. Some people say he might, if he was just to come out and be like, you know what, I am gay and da-da-da-da-da, that might be one of his saving graces, because now that community will embrace him and bring him in. You know what I mean? We understand. You know what I mean?
There's also a story about Diddy's bodyguard. Something happened, and Diddy and Stevie J were seen leaving a hotel room completely naked.
First and foremost, I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I was like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack, something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm here at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, He busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room. They busy. They don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bruh, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed his and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bruh, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right. Yeah,
that was crazy. Yeah, it was real wild.
What shocked me most was hearing that Diddy supposedly dated Cassie just to get closer to men.
I want to dig deeper into this lawsuit by Cassie, because when we did the first interview, we couldn't get into everything because the lawsuit is so long. So looking at this lawsuit, she alleges that, Diddy, he'll make her look online for BBCs for their freak-off sessions. And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him? Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her? It's something fishy about that, bro. Because you got to realize this lawsuit and the information they had and they gave the Diddy people was 6 months ago. So some of that stuff was cut out. Okay, we're gonna give you this, but you gotta cut this part out. Let's just say allegedly, or just for the sake of it, Cassie wasn't the only one who wanted, or she didn't want it, but Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black, not only for herself, but for somebody else who we all know that was in the room with her. So if he want to see it and he want her to touch it, that other person in the room with her just might want to feel it. Allegedly.
So you feel like Diddy was having sex with the male prostitutes?
They had to be for both of them. They was in the room. Right?
You're right.
It's a freak-off section. Right? She said it's a freak-off section. If she says a freak-off section, brother, she ain't the only one freaking off. The prostitute ain't the only one freaking off. Old boy is freaking off also.
Right. So you think he was letting these guys use their BBCs on him?
I think that, and me just being a trained investigator and reading through the lines of certain things. And one time I had read something that Cassie couldn't take it no more. She told her friend, and this was she was under a non-disclosure and everything like that. She told her friend she couldn't take it no more because she had seen this dude do something. I've heard plenty of stories about him being on a yacht. That same yacht that Kim was on, and the same yacht she got her nose broken on, that somebody was doing something to him when they walked in the room, and it caused a confrontation. This is what somebody who was on the yacht said to me. You understand? They was telling that story to somebody. And it was a female. But my whole thing about it was this, is that anything in that lawsuit, you got to realize that we only got a portion of it because it's been chopped up. Things has been taken out. So somebody wouldn't look a certain way. Now, they left some of the things in there. But I'm sure plenty of times Cassie may have seen some stuff that she ain't really want to look at. But it was freak off day.
Right. And when I look at this lawsuit, man, Cassie, she also alleges that, while she was having sex with these male prostitutes, the male prostitutes, and Diddy, they all wore masquerade masks.
He didn't want her to know who they were. So if she ever wanted to do what she just did, how does she say how the person looked? All she could describe is if they was wearing masks, unless she saw them before they put the mask on. It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into sexual acts with him. There was story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got sexual charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN, is keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
We want to hear what you think. Leave your comments below, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this.